And look, I told y'all on this channel, we hold racist institutions and racist Caucasian people accountable, because when it comes to us, when we commit crimes, they have no problem holding us accountable. Tanisha Evans was 25 years old. Her birthday was next month. So what they did to her, you think I'm going to let that slide? Hell no. And I did multiple videos on black women going into labor in New York hospitals and being unalived by these doctors on purpose. Matter of fact, here's a recent story that I covered, and it still hurts my heart to this day. Check this out.
She made me so proud. And now I don't have that in my life anymore. Now I have to help raise 3 kids that don't have a mother. I miss my daughter so much. And I need to know what happened to my daughter.
With tears in her eyes and her daughter's picture on her shirt, Deneen Witherspoon is crying out for answers in the death of her daughter, Christine Fields, who died after giving birth at NYC Health and Hospital's Woodhull earlier this month.
My daughter was healthy. My daughter was 30. My daughter did everything right. She had a birthing plan. Nothing was followed according to a birthing plan. And now I don't have my child, and this just hurts my heart so much.
The family say Fields had to have an emergency C-section in the late hours of November 12th, ultimately causing her to go into cardiac arrest, according to a lawsuit served to the hospital Thursday.
Her baby's heart rate drops and there's fetal distress. She's rushed in for a C-section, and we are investigating and have learned from the ME's office that there was pooling blood.
Fields leaves behind 3 children, including her newborn baby and her fiance, Jose Perez, who has spent the last 2 weeks trying to piece together a nightmare.
We just thought it was going to be a regular birth, like our first, second kid, you know.
The tragedy comes 3 years after the death of Shaija Washington, who also died during an emergency C-section at the hospital in 2020. City data from 2019 shows that black mothers across the 5 boroughs are more than twice as likely to die giving birth than white mothers. A spokesperson for the hospital says the health and safety of our patients is our highest priority, and we express our sincere condolences to those affected by this tragic loss. NYC Health and Hospitals has a steadfast commitment to providing quality, dignified, culturally responsive care to all New Yorkers without exception.
Now imagine your fiance you just proposed to, y'all have kids already, y'all already happy, you about to add another child to the family. They give you that card and say there's a problem. Now your fiance is dead. Make that make sense. This man will never be the same. Her family will never be the same. And like I always say, if the family can't sleep or live in peace, those doctors, those nurses that had anything to do with this death, they shouldn't be able to live or sleep in peace. Tanisha Evans had twins. She died February the 5th, 2025. Today is March 13th, 2025. You have no articles about this like it never happened. This wasn't even on the news like it never happened. Make that make sense. But ironically, I know someone that's a part of this family, and they ran down the whole story to me. So I do have some information. And this is by Tanisha Evans' mother, and warning, it's real raw. What will I do without you? Mommy is not all right. It's always the good one. Sending my daughter to St. John's Hospital was a big mistake. Never knew they would treat my daughter like she was nothing. My daughter had a botched up C-section at this effed up hospital. My child would still be here if they just gave her the medicine she needed and not send her home in 4 days after having a C-section with twins. Also, send my baby home with preeclampsia, knowing that it would unalive her. My daughter, Tanisha Evans, never had a bowel movement for 15 days from January 21st until February the 5th, 2025. They told my daughter all she needed to do is pass gas and urinate so she can leave. So St. John's Hospital discharged my daughter with all these problems. Never called to check on her. Nurse never asked my daughter, did she make a bowel movement? Just don't understand how they cut my daughter like that with a shifted uterus. This all on St. John's Hospital in Far Rockaway, Queens. Please don't take your family or friends to this hospital. It's a teaching hospital only. My daughter was scared to have this C-section. The doctor asked her if she wanted a C-section. My daughter said no, and they gave And they never gave my daughter, Tanisha Evans, her second shot that she really needed. The doctor said she didn't need it, but the order was in. And she goes on to say Tanisha Evans was healthy. She didn't do drugs. She didn't smoke or she didn't drink. And I'm starting to see a pattern when it comes to these hospitals. When black women go into the hospitals into labor, they always forcing them to have a C-section. I'm telling you, this is my opinion. I think they stealing their organs. That's why they always having these complications after the C-section. That's why they forcing them to have C-sections. Most of the times you don't have to have a C-section. They telling you have to. And a lot of people, they just in the moment, they scared, but they still do it. And it's another reason why they forcing black women to have C-sections. The hospitals and the doctors getting paid more. And then I did more research on St. John's Hospital in Far Rockaway, Queens. And this is what I found. They have a 2.6 star rating. Make that make sense. It's just like Woodhull Hospital in Brooklyn, where 3 black women recently died while in labor on purpose. The doctors did it on purpose, and they have a 2.4 star rating. How is these hospitals still in business? How are these hospitals still operating? Why is this stuff not in national news? I'm telling you, these hospitals are unaliving our black women and they're moving on with life. That's why I always tell y'all in my videos, when it comes to the news outlets, when it comes to these hospitals, the cops, the lawyers, the judges, the whole system, they all on the same team. She died. Tanisha Evans died February the 5th, 2025. Today is March 13th, 2025. We ain't see no news on YouTube. We haven't saw the news on TV about this. It's no articles about this. They just moving on with life like this never happened. That's why I always tell y'all on my channel, I let none of that stuff slide, because like I always say, when it comes to us, they report everything. They report everything. Everything you tell them, they go report. And they might do a little extra. So we got to keep that same energy when it comes to them. We got to put the doctors on Front Street. We got to put the hospitals on Front Street. We got to put the nurses on Front Street, because if we don't, they going to keep hiding. They going to keep unaliving our people, stealing their organs, and moving on with life. And then I took a step back because I didn't know what botched C-section meant. And damn, it gets wild. A botched C-section refers to a C-surgery delivery where the healthcare provider makes a mistake, leading to complications or injuries for the mother or baby, potentially resulting in a medical malpractice claim. So the reason I do these videos is to give my people a voice, because I know it gets lonely. When this type of stuff happens, you know who the real family members are. You know who the real ones that really care, because these news outlets, they don't care. The hospital, they don't care. They just go move on and do it to another black person. They don't care. They don't have no feelings. They want the money. That's why they force our people to have C-sections, because they get paid more, and they just brush you to the side like you nothing. But like I say, on this channel, we love our people. We go speak up for our people. And I do these videos because I like to warn our people. Don't do these C-sections, man. If you don't need to do a C-section, 9 times out of 10, you don't. These hospitals, they try to force our people. Tell them, no, you don't want a C-section. Matter of fact, record it. Matter of fact, have somebody with you as a witness, because they getting away with murder. And look, I ain't the smartest person in the world, but I do have some advice. Get you a doula. Get you a doula that you can trust. Also, find out where these doctors live. If you got a primary doctor that you see all the time, and this gonna be the doctor that delivered your baby, the nurses that are around you, find out where this doctor live. Find out everything about his family. Find out who his wife is or her husband is. Find out who the kids are. Find out who their parents are. Find out what type of car they drive. Find out everything and let them know, look, I know where you live. I know where your kids are. So if something happened to me, if something happened to my fiance, if something happened to my daughter, because just imagine over the centuries, over the decades, how many doctors have been getting away with unaliving black women on purpose, and they have no consequences. They just move on because no one is calling them out. So to Tanisha Evans' mother, You are not alone. I'm telling you, this is why I made this video, so I can show you and your family, you are not alone. I know y'all having a rally this weekend, Sunday. And look, to all my New York people, I need y'all to go follow this account on Instagram. And the information is all up there. They having a rally for Tanisha Evans at the hospital, at St. John's Hospital in Far Rockaway, Queens. They having a rally. So if you can make it, I need y'all to go up there and support those people, because we have to be our own voice. We can't depend on these people. And also, I'm going to put her GoFundMe, or I think it's a Cash App, of the grandmother that's taking care of the twins now. I'm going to put her Cash App or GoFundMe in my description. So if y'all want to send her money and support, we need to start doing that when it's right. Like, we need to start doing that because, like I say, no one have our back. They don't care about us. You see what they doing. These hospitals with 2.6 stars, with 2.4 stars, and they don't give you no other options because the healthcare system is a scam, and they do it on purpose. So you have no choice but to go to these hospitals and to deal with these racist doctors, deal with these racist nurses that can unalive you at any minute and move on. So to Tanisha Evans, we love you. I'm making this video. I never met you in my life, but I'm making this video because I care, and it's a warning to other Black women, to other Black families. Say no to C-sections. I'm out.